So guys, something very heartbreaking happened in a province called KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and the South African Minister of Police has revealed that over 110 women have been murdered in this same province between October and December of 2024. This highlights the disturbing increase in gender-based violence in the area and the need for immediate intervention. The family of 23-year-old Ayabonga Mjilo became worried when their daughter did not return home on the 24th of December 2024. They began their search for her the next day, but nothing would have ever prepared them for the disturbing outcome of their search. Ayabonga was said to have posted a picture of herself and her boyfriend on her WhatsApp status, but what her friends didn't know was that the post would be the very last time they would ever hear from their friend. After all efforts to reach her proved abortive, the family launched a search for her, relying on information from friends and well-wishers from both the real world and the internet. According to the sister, they searched everywhere, including hospitals and mortuaries, even though they remained hopeful that their sister would be found alive. The family later got information that Ayabonga was seen at a restaurant in an area called Mlunga. They were also shown a blurry and unclear picture showing a woman whom they believed to be Ayabonga sitting opposite a man at the same table. On getting this information, the family rushed down to the restaurant, but unfortunately for them, Ayabonga had already left the place. Ayabonga's elder brother reportedly asked for the CCTV footage at the restaurant, but for some reason, it couldn't be retrieved at the time. They then asked around and were told that their missing sister was in the company of former colleagues at the restaurant. The brother then filed a missing persons report on behalf of his sister, and the police swung into action. They went back to the restaurant and were able to retrieve the CCTV footage for that night. The security footage showed that Ayabonga was indeed present at the restaurant and that she wasn't alone. The video showed her in the company of a man whom the police could not identify at the time. It also showed Ayabonga leaving the place on Christmas Day around 12:11 a.m. She was seen getting into a silver-colored vehicle and then leaving the restaurant. Since Ayabonga still couldn't be reached, a kidnapping case was opened at the police station. However, the family did not receive a call from anyone to even give them the slightest clue about what had become of their sister's fate. Things became disturbing when the waitresses at the restaurant informed the family that Ayabonga was seen fighting with the suspected man when she left the restaurant that night. The police reviewed further CCTV footage as they continued their investigation into uncovering the circumstances leading to the sudden disappearance of the 23-year-old lady. As the investigation proceeded, a colleague who was also present at the restaurant that day and had also seen Ayabonga with the unknown man came forward to disclose his identity to the police. The suspect was revealed to be 37-year-old Mfanafuti Kunene, who worked as a manager at a call center. Further investigation revealed that Kunene was Ayabonga's boss when she was working at the same company for about 5 months before she left for another call center. It is unclear why Ayabonga left her previous company, but when her elder brother was interviewed, he stated that though he does not get involved with the love life of his sisters, he had heard that the said manager had once violated Ayabonga in some way and that she probably kept it a secret. Ayabonga Mjilo was a 23-year-old graduate and mother of one. She was described by a friend to be a very bubbly, cheeky, and a kind person who also loved to talk. Some friends described her to be a shy person, while her sister said she was free-spirited. Although her family has not disclosed much information about her relationship, based on the statements made by her friend, she stated that what later turned out to become Ayabonga's last post on WhatsApp was a picture of her and her boyfriend, which means that she was in a relationship. Also, her post on Facebook showed that she got pregnant around the age of 20 and at the time she went missing, her baby girl was reported to be 4 years old. After identifying the man in the security footage, the police intensified their search for him. Ayabonga's phone was tracked, and her last location was traced to a house in an area called Inanda. The police made their way to the property on the 4th of January 2025. On arrival, they found out that the property belonged to Kunene, the same man who was seen leaving the restaurant with Ayabonga in the early hours of Christmas Day. A search around the property led them to a shallow grave where Ayabonga's body was exhumed and recovered. Initial examination of the body showed that she had been strangled to death. Kunene was arrested and then taken into custody that same day. A murder case was opened in another police station while Kunene was detained for further investigation. It was reported that after Kunene took Ayabonga home that night, the two of them got into a heated argument which later turned violent, resulting in Kunene allegedly strangling her to death and then burying her corpse in a shallow grave in his yard. It is not known what their argument was about. It is not also known if the two were romantically involved in any way, but judging from the fact that she got into the car with him, it is safe to say that there was a certain level of trust between them. Unfortunately, at the time this video was made, Kunene was yet to give a detailed confession as to what led to the tragic incident. Ayabonga's sister disclosed that her deceased sister was always in close communication with her, and that the last time she spoke to her was on the 24th of December. She stated that she became worried when none of the family members had heard from her. She also revealed that Ayabonga used to share every detail of her life with her. She described her as a free-spirited person who would never go anywhere without telling her family. She went on to say that even when Ayabonga traveled, she would always share her location with them. So, if this was actually how she lived with them, it is then understandable why they were so worried when they couldn't reach her. When asked about Kunene, the sister explained that Ayabonga had never spoken to them about him and that she never knew him. She went on to state that even Ayabonga's friends did not know about the manager. Now, for someone who used to communicate almost every aspect of her life with her family, it seemed a bit off that she would have gotten involved with Kunene without informing her friends or her closest family member. Kunene was charged with kidnapping, murder, and defeating the ends of justice. He appeared at a magistrate's court 2 days after his arrest, with his right eye slightly swollen and walking with a limp. Kunene was said to have kept a dejected figure, totally avoiding contact with anyone. For unknown reasons, he abandoned his bail application, which means that he would be remanded in custody until his next court appearance. The state prosecutor requested for the case to be postponed so as to allow time for DNA evidence to be gathered and for eyewitnesses to also be summoned. The case had been postponed to February 26 for further hearing. This was quite tragic, and to think that she was just 23 years old is even more heartbreaking. Kunene is still a suspect, but since the security footage had shown him to be the last person Ayabonga was seen with, and her corpse also found buried in his yard, it will take a major twist in this case for him to escape a guilty verdict. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss out on any updates in this case. Thank you for watching and stay safe.